I've got two phones set up today with the idea of seeing how, first of all, the reaction of having a simultaneous transmission on both channels at the same time. Obviously, you're getting a slightly different view from whichever one you're looking at. But nevertheless, here goes. Well, here we go. He said, waiting just so there's at least one showing as watching. We're at 53 seconds, or minutes, I think. 53 seconds, yes, one minute. Right, well, here we are in the sunny Philippines. Hello, we have one. We have one on Grumpy, and we have one on British Expat. Hello to everybody. Anyway, this is a new concept of doing a live together. We're holding hands. Now, how will we get that one? And we'll get that one here and that one there. Anyway, no, it doesn't quite work like that. But anyway, if you had two cameras or two phones or two methods, you could watch it at the same time. We have more on British than we have on Grumpy. So that tells me straight away that a lot of you watch me still on British Expat in the Philippines, which rings true to what I've always been saying, that it seems a bit foolish to let British Expat die a natural death. So it's all down to communication, as we all know. I was watching a video, as you do. It was on, hello MJ, how are you? I'm doing a double take today. If you go to Grumpy, you'll see exactly the same. Oh, yes, I do. You worked it out. Good. And I watched a video today by a particular individual, which I will name. He's Our Philippine Journey. Some of you probably have watched his videos. Content is interesting, I'll say that at least, but probably a better quality now than was around when our dear friend Mikey Philippine Journey was around too. But he was talking about communication and about being a man. I don't know what we are if we aren't. There's only two sexes apparently. So he was talking about a channel that he's been watching recently. He says he's not a friend of them, which is, I understand that. But he hit onto a point that probably wasn't quite what he intended, but that is that many of us have friends and family back home, and especially family. And some of you, no doubt, have got children as well from previous marriages. And one of the things about coming to the Philippines or making that big step. Hello, Ian. Hello, Fatima. And hello, Ruth. Ruth Jane. How are you anyway? And Goob and Carissa. Oh, we're getting a few from both sides. That's good. Well, just to let you guys know, you're being seen on both channels. I've got two cameras set up. And the idea for that is to gauge, really, I suppose, the initial responses that you do get on each channel at the same time. It tells me, oh, you can see my messages. Yes, I can, Ian. I surely can. And hello, Carissa. How are you? Or hello. Hello. Now that reminds me of a nice drink over here. Hello, hello. Very nice. Good. Hi. And Pagal. Fatima Khan says. Right. And Carissa has subscribed. Thank you very much. Anna, Philippine. Hello, my gorgeous little Anna. How are you? How are you going with your wonderful English husband to be, boyfriend, fiance. As you can see, I've got no teeth. I'm having new ones made. They're in the workshop being made as we talk about it. And Fatima, I realise that what you're probably saying is in English, and I will translate it later, but I do appreciate your call. Hi there to MJ from Ian. Oh, look, I'm going like that. Anyway, back to what I'm saying. I've just come back from school. Oh, that's okay, good. What kind of school are you at? I hope one where you learn a lot. Hi, this is the first time I've attended here. Guest in my new channel. Hey, hey. That's right. So you guys take note. Anna, the Philippine village girl. Unfortunately, something went wrong and Anna's main channel ended up being taken down by YouTube. I believe probably maliciously by somebody who just didn't like her success. And somebody might be able to tell me, Pagal, Pagal, Pagal. Can anybody tell me what Pagal, Pagal, Pagal means? Then I can answer. And Carissa says, you English. Oh, right. Well, that's good enough. Yes, Carissa, I am English. Well, I'm English with an Australian accent when I've got my teeth in. Ian says, hello to Anna from me. Yes, we all wish you all the best, Anna, simply because I know how upsetting it is to lose all your work to trolls and various people who just don't like your success. And I'll give you one thing. As a Filipino, you're beautiful. And as a woman, you're beautiful. But also, you have worked hard on your YouTube channel. And I do hope that you are able to build it back up again like you were before. And it really was good. I think people are missing the input of you as a village girl, in a sense that out there with your, what I call it, machete, you have another name for it, but doing normal things like planting rice, in a good position too. That way people will look. Because there are a lot of people out there, Anna, that see a pretty girl on a video and who can speak good English, like yourself. It's always a little bit of a turn on for them when they see a beautiful girl there and they get attached to you through the channel. And it helps to make your future husband a bit jealous too, because lots of people do love you out there. And hi, Anna, Group says, and Fayez Shahat, I hope I pronounced that right. Hello, how do you? And yeah, Indonesia, you come from, Carissa, that's all right. Fodden. Right. You have to excuse me. First of all, I haven't got my glasses on, but secondly, I'm not very good at quick picking up. My cat is tapping the screen. All right, so we should start bouncing around then. I hope we're in tune with everybody. How about that, Hap? Goop? That's an unusual name, Goop. Anyway, I'm tapping my rubber lips at the moment. Probably shouldn't be drinking Coke, but it freshens my mouth out and it makes me feel good too. Gives me a bit of energy. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. And one of the things about any kind of relationship that we have, any kind of love interest, or no, it doesn't even have to be a love interest. It's just having a relationship with another human being from another culture and another language is a challenging one, to say the least. But one of the things I have found, my name is from a game, actually. So what's your real name, Goop? Mine is John. Some people call me Norman as well, because that's my name, John Norman Charles. That's how it is. So, yes, the thing is that I discover it every day, and I've been here 10 years. And the thing is that so often when you talk to somebody, until you get them focused on you and you get them in the right mood to talk, not all Filipinos are too keen to try their English out on you every day when you need it, and they're not really willing to do it because they've got things to do themselves, and therefore it's almost a distraction. But when you do get one, I find that some of the best communication comes when they tell their life story to you. And often these pop up at the most unexpected times. You can be sitting down at the table, you can be laying on the bed, not doing anything, but just watching TV maybe. And suddenly out comes this outpouring of information. It's not relevant to discuss exactly what it is that I'm talking about specifically, because it's the message I'm trying to get across. And that is that when there's an eagerness to communicate with you, it makes life so much easier for both of us. And by doing so, yeah, I'm glad, Liam, that I'm strong and healthy too. And Jagadaka, how from India. We were in India before 1947. Right, that was where you're coming from, yes. What was I going to say? Oh, right. What I'm talking about is the fact that even when she is able to speak good English, she will put together the sentence in a way often that is almost pidgin English, like in Port Moresby in New Guinea. And it's up to you to have enough understanding of your own language, be it English, to put together what she's actually meaning, because part of it comes from facial image and also description. She uses her hands a lot, a bit like an Italian does. We know how, oh, spaghetti bolognese, oh, wonderful. And with all of those extra things along, you can actually understand quite easily what they're talking about. And you add in little bits that you think you're jumping ahead to not to hurry her up, but to make her understand that you're following what she's saying. But it's those kinds of conversations that we need. That we need to remember that it's not about intellect. It's not about being a college graduate. If you have a connection with the person you are, you will always find a way to communicate in some way. But of course, those that you don't really connect to, you're going to find it harder because your own sense of I can't be bothered, or you just being nice and going, yes, when you're really not listening to them. So you really can't blame them for you not understanding what they've got to say. We all do our best to communicate. And one of the things that comes out of so often that people talk, I'm talking to a guy at the moment who's we'll say in Europe, and I've been talking to him for probably 2 years now and giving him advice. He's been to the Philippines and he's also created or started to create a couple of relationships since he's been there, when he was here. But his biggest mistake, I think, is setting his sights at the bottom of the ladder, so to speak. And that's not being disrespectful to any woman at all. It's just that if, for argument's sake, I had no schooling and I myself missed out on school and maybe went out to work in the coal mine at 12 years of age, which you did last century, then clearly I'd have a better understanding of life's problems coming from that level, and so would she. But I always think that if you think yourself as intellectual or somebody who needs a bit of stimulation in the mind area, I think you really need to find people who are more connected, I should say, in the sense that they have to be educated. Because if you're not educated, you won't have gone through the system where it teaches you how to communicate. I mean, you go to college here, and when you go to college, you do your course. At the end of the college course, towards the end, before graduation, you usually have a placement in an office or a business that relates to what you're actually taking as a study subject. And therefore, you have a taste of what the real life outside of the college is going to be. Now, another example would be if you're one of these young ladies who, every time you raise your voice just slightly in dissatisfaction or maybe annoyance, and they suddenly burst into tears, then I'm afraid they're going to have to learn a very quick lesson that you can't do that in the real world, out there in the workplace. They might get away with it once or twice in the Philippines because people in the Philippines are very emotional people. One way of giving yourself an idea, I believe, before you come to the Philippines is to get online and go on one of these GM TV channels. I'm sure they do on YouTube the same. And you look at what we all would call soaps. They're sort of drama programs. But honestly, the kinds of things that they do on every channel, the storyline is always pretty well much the same. Bad lady, kind lady, horrible lady, caring lady, aggressive man, powerful man, simple man, injury, sadness, all those things. If you get to watch that, you start to get an idea of what people seem to get tuned into here. And even with somebody who's up here, really thinks well, they get really involved in these things. It's a bit like us back home getting into maybe Coronation Street, EastEnders, or I can't think, Darling Buds of May, all those kinds of programs. Once you get hooked, but you also see weaved in the storyline the fact that that's how real life really is. There are so many people you could say, oh, that's like Jim up the road, that's like Ray down the thing, that's like Barbara. And that's how they really are. Now let me just get back to a few of these here. Amelia. Thank you very much, Amelia. That's a lovely name, Amelia. Wow, that is a nice name. And Daku. Sir, you were in India before 1947? Well, if I was in a fetus form because I was born in 1948. Joke. I think you're joking too. Tell me some stories of India during the British era. Well, I can't really tell you that because I wasn't there. Sir, with due respect, I want to know your tenure to India and your parents' stories in India during British era. Well, I'm sorry, I can't help you there because I wasn't there. Maybe Popeye was. And let's go over to the other side and we'll read a few here. This is an interesting way of doing things. I'm on my 5-star balcony. Well, that's good, Liam. Laugh out loud. I don't have a balcony, says Ian. Hello, sir. Could you please say hi, Freya? Hello, Freya. Hi. Kurt's version. Freya. Oh, Freya. Like in the ABBA. I'm in 5-star Balatan Pro. That's all right, Joseph. Joe in the Philippines, another good channel. all the way from Liverpool. Liam, Joe, 5-star, Joe. Liam, hope you're well. Oakland, Atlantic. Hello, John. Hello, Oakland. How are you? Hey, Joe, Liverpool. Liam said Liverpool is shit. Is that correct? And Joe says, hi, Ian. Hope you're recovering from your 5-star salmon. Oh, wow. That's amazing. 5-star salmon? I think that was the other day, wasn't it? Unless I've missed one of your videos, Ian. I'll have to check that afterwards. But yes, so just everything takes time here. Everything takes time. Finding a good friendship, finding good people around you, it all will take time. And none of us know what's ever around the corner. So don't be in such a rush. I said to the guy who comes from Europe, as I was speaking about earlier, he's such a rush, it's like rushing there. Oh, I've got one, oh, I've got one. She's the one, the love of my life. When in actual fact, all you've got is you've got the tail end of a shoal of fish. And did you get the right fish? Probably not. It was the one that was tailing along at the back. What you wanted is one of the ones at the front, the ones that are good. But remember, you are the prize. It's very important that we remember we are the prize, guys, girls. We are the prize. We've got something to offer. Yes, women have got something to offer too. But number one, we are the prize here. We can be 40 years of age. We can be 90 years of age if I'm that old. No, I'm 76. But I'll look a bit younger, hopefully, with my teeth in. And maybe I'll get a haircut as well. But we are the prize. What we bring to the table, so to speak, is something that they want. They want security. We use the word, but they want love. They just want to know that you're for them. Is it love? Security? I mean, Filipinos are pretty insecure people. I don't know whether that comes from their background of being Spanish. We have Philippine live in the future. He's on at the same time. Never mind. Sorry about that, Stephen. But Joe in the Philippines says, hope your mouth pain is a bit better with getting all your teeth out. Yeah, not really. It's been a bit hard on me today, but I'm taking some tablets to help it out. And I'm organising the Luzon British Expat annual ball. Oh, that'll be interesting. Are you in Luzon? Yes, so you'll have to stay tuned to that one then, Joe. We will anyway. Tell me your stories of India during British era. You keep on telling me that. That's okay. Maybe it's stuck on that. Anyway, Luzon is big, Joe. It is, as you say, and it is a big place. And we don't know where you are, what region, what part of the big Luzon is. I didn't realise it goes right the way down. I didn't realise the bit that goes wiggly down the bottom, way beyond Manila, was actually part of Luzon. And of course it is, because it's part of the same island. Now I realise why they say it's the biggest island. But it was an English guy that told me that too. So I thank him for pointing it out. I got a geography lesson from him. But yes, it's all about being comfortable in your own skin, being able to think for yourself, being able to, I don't know, live with the knowledge that what you're doing is your best and that you're trying to help everyone around you. Not in a sense like, I told you so, I was going to do this, you should be thankful. That's a big no-no. You should never make your partner feel grateful in any way that you're there. If she's grateful, she'll show it in different ways. And in time, you'll get to realize that. But yeah, I mean, it's in a way, it's so boring, isn't it? Isn't it such a boring subject, having to teach people the concept of starting again? That's what we're doing, all of us. We're starting again. We're starting a new life in a new land with all these new people around us. Most of us are, at least in general terms, are used to looking at our own kind. Wherever we've come from the West, it's a melting pot now. So it's harder and harder to find large groups that consist just of your Anglo-Saxon background. But it's always enjoyable to mix and meet people from different countries. And as long as those people that are there that you meet have got the same intention to make your country as good as you want it to be. I don't think that we as people come here with the idea somehow that we should be changing other people's environment. It's not our place to do that. Liam, Luzon is the biggest island in the Philippines. It sure is, Liam. And, oh, hello, Paul. Hello, Joe. You're over here again. I'm down in Riga City. I'm chairman of the Balatan Expat Society. There's only two of us. I like that. Well, I'm the president of the Nagilian district expats. There's only 8 of us. Well, actually, there's only 7 of us now. And if you take it literally, the president has left his post. So, yes, it's rather funny when I think about it, but still, held with fond memories. They are fond memories. I don't think we should be so keen, so quick to dispel all of the good things that happened wherever you come from. Don't be eagerly encouraged to do so either, because they form part of what we really are, what we've been and where we've been from. And there's just an element of jealousy comes through sometimes from others that think that you should be focused on the present and not the past. So I agree with that. But also, it doesn't mean that we throw away all of our past. We're inevitably going to have conversations like, well, when I was doing so-and-so, oh, here we go again. He's talking about that place again. And that's just one of those things where we have to accept it. After all, I'm sure there'll be moments when she will say, when I was blah, 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 and I'll be going, that's interesting, especially if it's about another bloke. But if it's about what they've done in the past, where they've been, where they've lived, that's good. And they should start to learn the same for you, because like this afternoon, I sent a message to my son Michael in New Zealand, which at the moment it will be 10:30 almost at night there. But at the time it was only 6 o'clock in New Zealand, 5 hours ahead. And it reminds us that life goes on somewhere else in the world when you get to chat to friends and family, in my case, my son. But I had a little delightful visit, so to speak, on camera of my granddaughter, Mia. And she's a little blonde bombshell, and she just won one of those little mini motorbikes at one of her events, a motorcycle event that her grandfather went to. And a lovely little photograph of her in her little bikini top, and she's only 6 years old, but these things bring delight, and you want to share them with those around. And if your Filipina often doesn't really share that same excitement that you have, it can make for a little bit of difficulty when you're naturally happy and enthusiastic about what you can see. You wave to her and do all that sort of stuff. But we do also have a life as well. We're not bringing ourselves as a blank sheet of paper to be filled in by somebody else. We have a life that was before, and we want to share those experiences with the one that we care for now. And it's up to us to try and bring those thoughts together with her so that she can also then share in the joy of seeing maybe your son or your daughter online at the same time. So you get to enlarge their attitude towards you as being happy, as being contented where we are. Because after all, it's only a split moment that we get online talking to our family. Sometimes I surprise myself. I don't talk very much, as you know, but I spoke for almost an hour the other day to my son, and that was quite a delight. And I was quite surprised that it was so long. Right, let's get back to some of the other comments. Hello, George Stanley. Hello, John. Can you see yourself settling permanently where you are at present? Yeah, I could. I could definitely see myself here. Loud mufflers, Harry Shoulders. Like, share, and subscribe. Would you like to like, share, and subscribe, Ian? I don't see your name there. Joking. Roosters. Yes, that's part of life here. And Harry Shoulders says, greasy food. Oh, so Harry, you're a little bit negative to the idea of the Philippines. Oh, that's a pity. Greasy food just means that maybe you didn't cook it right. Or are you saying greasy food because you've eaten out and you found it as greasy? Or are you just having a go at them? That's all right. Hit the like button, Joe says from Liverpool. Hairy Shoulders. Driving with no lights. Oh, wow. Hairy Shoulders is having a good old go. They don't care. They just don't care. Well, I'm sorry, Hairy. Hairy or Harry. We can all find fault wherever we are, and we drive carefully, try and avoid those ones that are overtaking us on the inside, where everywhere else in the world it's illegal, but here it seems to be every day. I got a new screen for my phone today. Took 4 hours for a 10-minute job. Price was 100 pesos, and I only had 1,000 notes. She went looking for her calculator. That's so true. That's so true. If ever you want to change your money, that's what you do. You rock up to one of the best places if you ever want to change money is to go to a service station. Because if you just rock up to a service station attendant who's taking the money and you wave 1,000 pesos at them, you know, that one there. They'll always give you smaller change because they have a lot of change. And they'll actually like to get rid of some of their 1,000 notes. Their smaller notes because they have to bank all that. Somebody has to count them all up. Mr. Pat, hello, Mr. Pat. How are you? Welcome back again. Morning, John. Watching you from the UK. Keep up the good work. Much respect. Regards, Mr. Pat. Thank you very much, Mr. Pat. Same to you. Yes, it's becoming morning over there. And Joe says, oh, right, we got that about the phone. Yeah. So, yes, Harry, Harry, I should say, Harry. Maybe you are Harry. But, Harry, if you've never been to the Philippines, then I think maybe you've got the wrong impression. But if you really want to understand, I mean, Ian, living in the Philippines, one of my good friends, my best friend here, my best English friend, he often does, and so does his wife. They do little segments where they're showing you how to cook different meals. And often some of you guys, like you, Harry, think that the food is yuck or not very tasty and not very good. Well, actually, Ian shows how you can have a perfectly edible, scrumptious meal here in the Philippines. You need to teach your wife, your girlfriend, how to cook your way if she doesn't already know. And often they're just used to cooking their own food, so they don't think about the other things. Because, for instance, having broccoli, cabbage, carrots, long beans, short beans, swede, turnip, and what's another one? Sweet potato. All of these things, they can make wonderful meals. And with doing that, you need to create recipes that make an edible meal for you. I mean, stir fry is a very easy way of cooking vegetables and adding a little bit of meat. It doesn't always have to be a big chomping piece of steak to make a good meal. I mean, they love to make, thank you, Mr. Pat. I'm sure she will love that, the fact that you've resubscribed. And that is Anna, the Philippine village girl. Delightful lady. But I often make meals. One of the ones that Ian loves me making, of course, that's mashed potatoes with New Zealand milk, New Zealand butter. Oh, am I pushing New Zealand? No, I just love the taste. Mashed potatoes, bit of pepper, and chicken livers, little chicken livers and hearts. Get a little bag, maybe for 50, 60 pesos, and some nice big onions sliced, fried onion. So, and a little sachet of ready mixed beef gravy. And I tell you, I make enough for about 4 people, and I generally eat about 3 people's worth and have the third one, the fourth portion, early in the morning the next day as something for breakfast. So it fills you up and it makes you feel good inside. But also, of course, you can have bacon, eggs, fried bread. You can even make. It's a challenge trying to find the right kind of bread here in the Philippines because so much of the bread is gasoline station, service station. What's a service station? A station? No, a gasoline station. It's like a service station, where you go and get petrol. Why? What do you call it? That's okay. Gasoline station? Oh, must be American, maybe. Maybe you call it something different there. Like sidewalk, we call pavement. Right, so where were we? Yes, in terms of food is everything here. You can get everything. I can't think of anything you can't get. Baguio, you unlimited number of strawberries. Now, make your own cream, strawberries and cream. Wow, how wonderful that would be. You can buy it if you live in Makati and places like that, where the rich people live. You can still buy all that stuff in most places. Most good supermarkets sell strawberries from Baguio. And maybe other places, but Baguio particularly because of the weather up there. Right, now let's get back to Grumpy again. Right, Grumpy. Joe says, so no change and went to buy new batteries for her calculator. Harry, I don't trust them. I think they're jealous and they want your money. Oh, you got a big chip on your shoulder. You must walk around like this. Sorry, Harry. It's always nice to have a troll. Where is sick grandpa? Laugh out. Yeah, well, I think he's probably sleeping. Hairy shoulders. It's too damn noisy and neighbours are rude. Well, you must live in the wrong area. The dried fish stinks up the whole house and makes me want to vomit. hot dogs and sweet spaghetti. Well, Harry, you really do lift the tone of this channel today and the other channel. Why are you not on the other one as well? You haven't discovered that one yet. That's okay. All of what you're saying does bother people. Many ideas about which meals to do, both Western style and Asian. Pork disturbs my stomach, gives me gas and bad bath. Well, as I used to say, Harry, I like to fart because when I fart, I know I'm alive. You want a translation of that? I like to fart because when I'm fart, I know I'm alive. Anyway, that's a little bit of an answer to that one. Harry, you're going full out. Brownouts, which really are blackouts. It can last hours, leave you in a suffering state. I'm not a complainer. I'm only giving you the facts as I see it. I have the right to my opinion. You sure do. And that's why you're actually up there. Where are you actually, Harry? I bet you're not in the Philippines, or if you are, I bet you are a grumpy old so-and-so. They never have proper change. That's true. All of things you're saying can be said, but they're not the general rule. I think Harry should go back to where he came from. Maybe. Why would you call me a troll when I'm telling the truth? Explain. Well, Harry, ask yourself this. If you're contributing to a live channel and you're deciding that you're going to highlight all the negatives of living here in the Philippines, I think you're actually not showing yourself in the good light because you obviously don't have patience, you don't have understanding, and certainly no empathy with living in a third world country. A country that's doing its best to try and join the 23rd century, and I say the 23rd tongue in cheek, but they're doing pretty good for a country like the Philippines with a lot of people struggling to make ends meet. And to sit there and constantly rubbish them, I don't think that's necessarily good. And a lot of trolls love to see their writings on the channel. And it appears that you have an axe to grind. Rice is 40% a kilo, up to 60. Well, actually, Joseph, most rice that's 40 is locally grown and not the greatest of quality in that sense, but edible for most locals. You would find a pretty good one from around 50, 55, the long grain one. When the wife told me cockroaches' eggs are in the rice overnight, I buy only sealed bags of rice nowadays. Ooh, never thought of that one. But remember, cockroaches in the rice, I would think they would be quite nourishing when you cook the rice because they're steamed very, very hot. I'm only joking there. And they'll get change if you've got a minute or give you a discount or credit in the end. That's right. Thank you, David Foote. Well said, John. Hairy Mister. Hiya, Mister. Hello, Carissa. How are you? Oakland. Extra protein. That's the word I was thinking of. Thank you, Oakland. Seem to have stopped on the other one. That's okay. Anyway, we've done 44 minutes, and I just thought it would be a good little exercise in seeing how both channels fare doing exactly the same thing at the same time. And as you can see, you can hear me totally together. And I do appreciate all of you coming and joining the channel today. But it's getting a bit warm in here. I should maybe turn the aircon on, or maybe just the fan. Just probably just go for a little wander up that road that Ian and I went up the other morning, doing a thought for the day. I might go up and just do a little wander beyond where the concrete was, Ian, because I was told that the road comes out back onto the Barangay Road a little bit further up, so I'd like to go and see it. So, guys, thanks very much for coming online tonight. And Joseph says, I leave for Manila on Friday. Wow, fly to London, UK, Wembley Stadium Sunday, Liverpool versus Newcastle. Liverpool, Liverpool, Liverpool. Wow, you're one of the rich English people then. Good on you, Joe. Harry, where are we? I don't have an axe to grind. I gave it away to the neighbour when I moved to the Philippines. I lost a lot of things. Just make that move. Gave it all up. Oh, well, so you're here. Well, it's good to have you. Good to see that you're really enjoying yourself here. Mary, hello. How are you, Mary? You've come in at the end, but that's okay. And thank you also for taking the effort to come and participate, Mary. Glad I made it to your live, John. That's okay. Well, it's just a way of, I wasn't feeling 100% today, and it's the top of the roof of my mouth that's giving me a bit of bother. And I'm hoping that by Saturday it's all settled down. So I had a bit of a dreadful night last night, and this morning I just lay in bed in my deathbed thinking, oh, I'm going to die of jaw infection or something like that. No, not really, but I just wasn't feeling 100%. So I thought, to be fair to everybody, so you don't think I've vanished into the blue yonder without my teeth there. But I'm here, I'm alive, and soon I'll be back there, like the image on British Expat, with a new set of gnashers. So I'm looking forward to being able to bite into a bit of toast and marmalade in the morning. Oh, did I say marmalade? Yes, marmalade. Bought in a normal shop here at an affordable price. Coles marmalade, British Coles marmalade, made in Poland, but exported from Australia. So lovely marmalade, real orange peel and everything. It's really good. And it's great to see everybody. Hello, Mary. Hi, Joe. Mary's on both sides. Well, it's good to see you both on. So that proves the point. You guys can watch me doubling up because most of you probably got a phone and most of you have also got the ability to watch me on a computer as well. So, or maybe even a TV. So, hi and goodbye to everybody. And thank you very, very much for coming along. Now, which one shall I turn off first? Which one? I'll just go ahead and do it. But thanks a lot, and I'll speak again, or you'll be able to see me again soon. Bye now. British Expat went first.